try that again. Good morning, everybody. My name is Osa. It is a Saturday morning. And why are you talking? Hush. Thank you. And we are playing FS19 on Oakfield Farm. Nearly said old stream farm for some reason, but no, we are on Oakfield Farm. And we are spreading muck. Well, actually we're spreading digestate, but close enough. That is on. We're using up digestate. I'm gonna zoom back so I can actually see where I've been and what I'm doing. So this is the last of the fields we have to put digestate out on this year. And I think we're doing reasonably okay with it. I'm not sure we're going to generate enough for all of the fields, our top fields. West side of the farm didn't get any digestate this year. We've just done, did they? Oh, we might have done the big field. We've only got 2 fields down here. Yeah, no, we did the big field up at the top there, which hasn't got any crop on it at the moment. So it's only 2 fields far west of the farm that we didn't actually spread anything on. Oh, this is only going to make it halfway round, I think. We might get more than halfway round. And Patchwork, good morning. And how are you this fine Saturday? So I have bought the Kvernland Vicon DLC, and we will probably be switching out some of our equipment in favour of that. I'm seriously, first thing to be changed is probably going to be the seeder or the planter that we currently have, because that is a US only planter. I had some issues with the Horse DLC on this map, which is why I'm not using that. Otherwise we'd have had some 12-meter horse seeders, so hopefully we won't have any issues with the Kvernland DLC and we'll be able to switch across to that. It's a lot of poop. Well, it's not actually poop, well, I guess it is. It's digestate from the bacteria at the BGA, so it's bacteria poop rather than anyone else's poop. Oh, we are not quite going to make it all the way round, are we? So close. Oh. And no. Okay. I'm going to need to fold that up so I can pull up alongside. I do not have the manure mod installed, so no pipes at this point. I haven't been playing much Farm Sim during the week, so I don't have enough time to test stuff out between the Saturday sessions. Okay, back up some more. But yeah, so we will be, what am I doing? Turning the wheel the wrong way, that's what I'm doing. We will be switching out the planter pretty soon, I think, because we've got, I want to get some sunflowers in, and I want to get some of those really annoying crops in. Sugar beets. So we'll be planting some sugar beets this year, and so that of course is going to come from a planter. That didn't turn on, that did turn on, okay. And that should do, and then we can go round a second time and fill in the bit I missed because it wasn't turned on. Oh, we didn't have anything going on last week. Yeah, we had, contractor came in on Saturday and started rebuilding the staircase on the deck. So, as of yesterday, we have a staircase that is usable but doesn't have any of the sort of safety railings that keep kids from falling through. So, it's functional. We can walk up and down it. There is a handrail so we don't fall off as adults, but there's no side protections to keep kids from falling off. But we don't have any kids this week. Kids came last weekend as well. So because of all the stuff that was going on, I just decided I'm going to be so distracted all morning that no stream. But after the last session I broadcast, I did discover that the CSZ front loader attachments pack does have a pallet fork that auto loads. So we have switched to using that. I will be attaching that to this Fendt tractor since the little Lindner has issues picking up some of the pallets that we're hauling. The Fendt is big and heavy, so shouldn't have so much of a problem. And so I've also sold the Manitou that was at the store, since I was just using that for loading trailers with pallets. So from now onwards we'll be shopping with the Fendt and using that to load and unload pallets. Ooh, that was loud. And Hail Team, thank you for the subscription. So yeah, I don't know what the capacity of the Digestate tank at the BGA is on this map. I'm going to assume it's the usual 800,000 litres. So that's... But we don't produce nearly enough silage at the moment to overload that. I also looked up the... oh, and we're out again. I looked up the sheep pasture capacities, and between the three of them we can have 500 sheep on each pasture. So potentially 1,500 sheep on the farm. So maybe we'll go there. And since our sheep are approximately, I would say 95% fertile, we could be selling half our sheep every year once we are in the swing of things. Yes, I did buy the new DLC. So I just missed the explanation. We will be getting rid of the thing, the American cedar that we have, and switching it out for a Kvernland. Okay, let's unfold that. We're going to have to take the truck down to the BGA next. But, I'll run the tractor empty for now. So yes, very happy that I now have an auto load pallet fork at least. No auto load on the bale forks or the bale spikes, so I've bought a normal Stoll bale spike and installed that on the Lin track. So that's going to be almost exclusively used for putting stuff away and tending the sheep. Stop feeding. Turn off, thank you. So, sadly, I have discovered you cannot use an auto refill. You can auto refill from the pig slurry tank and the cow slurry tank, but not from the BGA anymore. That was something I made use of in 17. Yeah, I've got the truck over by the entrance to the field so that I can do, it can be shuttling. And I could set a worker off on a field and just say, yeah, the truck's nominally driving backwards and forwards to the BGA to refill. But can't do that in 19. So I actually have to drive the trip down to the BGA to reload. If I had cow slurry, I could, but we don't have any cows. Still not sure we'll get any. Okay, let's get the truck down to the stuck on the tree. There we go. I really want to put a dirt track along here. I say that every time I come down through here. So the field on our left right now, I am going to retain as a grass field for a while. As we get to about 500 sheep, I'll buy this field now on our left and overflow the sheep into that one. But at least for, I'll probably sell the male sheep when they reach a reasonable weight, because sheep don't make a lot of money. And then we'll rely on the wool through the year. And then next year we should double our sheep numbers again. We're up to 100 right now, over 100 right now. So that should mean 200 next year, 400 the year after, and then we would probably need to buy that new field and split the sheep between them. Oh dear. Because if they're breeding at over 90% rate, I don't really want more than 250 in a field, because we may lose, lose some because the field doesn't have capacity to take them all. So we'll do that, and then when we reach 1,000 sheep just before breeding time again, we would have to sell 250 of them and split 250 out into the third field that we already own. Then we'll probably end up with 1,500 sheep or thereabouts, probably just under, for producing wool. And then so we've only got 100,000 left. So we've been through 200,000 litres of digestate now. But yeah, we'll run 1,500 sheep for wool purposes, and then sell the excess before breeding lambing season, so that we're always making more money, not losing out on not having sheep appear. Although that's going to be a busy thing, shipping 750 sheep to the animal dealer once a year. Although we got all of fall to do it in, and fall can be a rather wet period on UK geos. Oh, I just realised the bad thing about selling the Manitou is that I'm not going to have anything to write vehicles that fall over on that roundabout. So we're just going to have to drive carefully. So what else have we had happen this week? There's a new patch to the No Man's Land map, which does not require a new save. He's added a lot of new buildings. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. And I think the patch note said 60 new buildings or placeables. And he's adjusted some of the floating trees. And there's usually floating trees on a map. Okay, where's the bus stop? Right about here. And here we are, back at the field. Okay, I'll pop that over to the other thing. There we are. So I have noticed I can cross-load slurry digestate from the tanks. So if this thing's full at the end of the field, I can empty it off into the tanker, and then I would need to have a storage tank somewhere on the farm, which might actually be a good idea because it would save the trip down to the BGA all the time. Okay, we'll lower that. And then run down to the end. I am grateful for, oops, back up, these power lines not being real. It's a sort of hit or miss thing. It's realistic to drive around them, but they don't work well with workers. Okay. I don't think I put GPS on this tractor, not that it's a little bit old to have GPS anyway, so we will either do this manually or buy a worker. But I'm not planning. I've got one mid-sized tractor with GPS, so if we are spraying a field that's well grown and where we can't see the ground, I can use GPS in order to avoid too much overlap or missed parts of the field. I suppose the other thing I could do, I could replace the sprayer that we have with the Kvernland one. Kind of like the Kvernland one because we can take it into the workshop and adjust the lengths. Now I've seen in real life at least a self-propelled sprayer not extend the boom entirely. So for a small field, they'll fold it out once or twice rather than 3 times in order to work the field and not get caught up in the edges and make for a more efficient spread. So you waste stuff if you're doing, your boom width is 1.5 times your field. Whereas if you only unfold 2 sections rather than 3, it's 2 complete passes and you're done without any wastage, or as much wastage. And this farm, we are kind of limited. We are going to have to mix large and small machinery on the farm. Oh, that was another thing that came out. I can't remember if it was this week or last week, there is a new Fendt harvester. The larger of the 2 that was in 17, I think. In 17, the Fendt harvesters, I believe, were based on the Massey model. And so you had the smaller one with a 25-foot header, and the larger one with the 35-foot header. So we now have access to the larger Fendt harvester. I don't know whether we'll go with it because obviously we have some small fields. We might need to double up on the number of harvesters we have. At this point, I'll probably stick with the class mowers because while you can windrow, we're actually making good progress on this. While you can windrow with the Kvernland mowers, I don't mind not doing it, at least for now. We've also currently got a square baler. But if we get some, there's a lot of grass fields near the farm. We could buy more of those so that it makes more silage, so that we get more digestate. If we do that, I might get the fast baler so that we can wrap our silage rather than using the silage bunkers. I mean, it's a bit sad because we do have 2 silage bunkers. Maybe we'll get into eventually foraging corn, but at this point I can't afford the forage harvester, so skip that for now. Now, I know on Arthur's first look at the DLC, he commented that he was doing 20 in the baler, and it seemed sometimes it did 13 and sometimes it did 20, but that was because he was playing on kilometers per hour rather than miles per hour, so 20 kilometers an hour is 13 miles an hour, so it was consistent. I haven't tried it out yet. It may be because, in spite of everything, your tractor is a little underpowered, but we'll see. I mean, you've got to remember, I tend to put a 300 horsepower tractor on my baler in this playthrough. So we're using kind of the heavy stuff. Okay, I think this time I'm going to have to take a spin around the island. There, and come around this side. A bit close in the middle. So I've been playing a fair amount of World of Warships the last couple of weeks. I have no idea if I'm ever going to do enough to get close to the ship project that they're currently working. But I'm giving it a go just in case. It's a lot easier than the Puerto Rico was, let's put it that way. Kind of thinking, because of this working width, we could just go sideways here. And then go back to east and west for the top end of the field, or the bottom end of the field, the lower end of the field. It could be a mod conflict. Try running it on Ravenport with a standard game tractor with just the Kvernland DLC, and then maybe add the Challenger, see how that works out, add some other mods that you're playing with. If you're playing with the global company, add that in and just see if you get any problems on that map, and then just go back to New Woodshire and see what happens. Oh, they're empty. I think the truck should be empty too. Oh, the truck